Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/Entitled Parents. In today's episode, yes, I'm a child care specialist, no, I will not stop partying. Entitled Dad wants me to subsidize his trip to Europe. My mom won't take me to the doctor or take my health seriously. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Yes, I'm a child care specialist, no, I will not stop partying. Okay, let's go. This happened yesterday on the bus to a pub with myself and 4 of my friends. We are LGBTQ+ and Gothic, so I want you to imagine what we look like, not on the job. I am a child care professional and work in a nursery near my home. I work in the preschool, ages 3 to 5, and am very well received in my field. Other nurseries often request my help with observations, room design, parental-related issues, etc. So I am often spotted in nurseries that are not mine and often make conversations with parents I would never usually cross. There's my backstory, now onto the story. My friends and I are on our way to our local pub on the bus on a Saturday evening. We aren't incredibly loud, but it's an empty bus, and we're jolly. When a mother and young boy come onto the bus, I recognize her, although no idea where from. I try to keep my head down because I also don't want to interact with any work responsibilities. She hits down away from me and I sigh thankfully. I go back to our conversation and forget about it. I want to stress we are 10 minutes from being in the clear. The mother stands up and walks towards us. I notice instantly and nudge my friends to quieten down. Hello, aren't you OP? From my nursery? Yeah, that's me. I'm sorry, I recognize you, but I can't place you. Which nursery do you go to? Other nearby nursery. Ah, lovely, and he's in the preschool, right? Lovely place. Yeah, it is. You look a bit different from work. I almost didn't recognize you, she said, and her face scrunched up, like, actually putting her nose in the air. Ah, yeah, well, I'm often in a uniform and no makeup, so this is what I usually look like, I guess. The group were silent, she was silent, I was silent. It was so awkward for like 2 minutes. My friend to my left cleared his throat and said, "Is there anything else? Are you drinking?" Yes. Haven't you go work? No, there is no nursery on the weekends, I said. Well, aren't you on the clock for babysitting? I do babysit often, however, parents have to book in advance and I am free this weekend. Well, what if there is an emergency? I think parents have family members that could help, like I said, they have to book in advance. Aren't you in work on Monday? I am, but I won't drink tomorrow, I will just recover. Don't you think that's irresponsible? Also, what if some parents see you drunk? That's unprofessional. It would be unprofessional if I was working, but I'm not working, I have the weekend off. And what if you see one of your kids out? They're not my responsibility outside of work. Of course I will always be delightful and kind, but they are not my responsibility. But don't you think it's unprofessional? My friend started laughing at this point, purely because she didn't seem to grasp the fact I wasn't working. No, I don't. I believe I am allowed to go out and spend my free time as I choose, much like everyone else. Right, and you think dressing like that is appropriate? Yes, because I will be going to a club after the pub. It has been lovely seeing you, but this is our stop, so I'll have to say goodbye, I said. It was not my stop. My stop was the next stop, but my friends had been drinking and I do not trust them. We all got off and had a few minutes of walking, but none of us could stop talking about the interaction. My friend walked into the pub and scooped the floor, making sure no parents with kids were there. Okay, floor is clear, my name can enter, she said, and I laughed as I walked to the table. Nothing exciting, just a pure lunatic. LOL, wow, so if you don't have kids you need to be on call at all times to serve the almighty parental class, gross. Ironic. Because they should own the care of their progeny. Right? Happens to a lot of childcare and education professionals, you're expected to be Mary Poppins at all times. Some districts have even had it written into their contracts that teachers are not to be seen with even a glass of alcohol in social media pictures, for example. It's insane. Yes, teachers and care professionals care for children, but only in their professional lives. Anything outside of that, as long as it's not illegal or harmful to others, isn't anyone's business. That was way overstepping. Can't be seen with alcohol, in the field where most become alcoholics by retirement. My mom was a teacher for 30 years. Whenever we were out doing something, grocery shopping, going to the movies, etc., her students and their parents were so surprised to see us doing normal things. She would always comment that people assume teachers just climb into their filing cabinets for the night and come out again when school starts. Because, of course, your whole life is supposed to revolve around your job. I understand when students do this. Gradually realizing that other people, even adults, are human is a part of growing up. But when parents do this, I am always so taken aback. Teacher from a whole family of teachers. I had a student search the coat closet for the cots for myself and the teacher. Nope, I have a life after 3:40. I'm a preschool teacher, 3 to 5-year-olds, and I've had similar interactions with parents. I even had a parent, whose child was not one of my students, call my boss on a Tuesday after seeing me at a party drinking on Friday night. She told my boss that if we very unprofessional, that I was drunk and that I needed to be professional at all times when out in public. I was at an adult's birthday party, no children were present. The mom said hello, but we didn't talk other than that. Thankfully my boss took my side and told her that what I do off the clock is not any of her business as long as it wasn't illegal. But the mom was allowed to be at the party and presumably also drinking? Does she not realize she's the most 24/7 role model in that scenario? Some parents are just jealous AF because they don't have a life outside their kids. Or they are judgmental in whether or not you are good enough for their golden child. Some parents are ridiculous. I'm a school bus driver and live in the town I drive for. Just this evening I ran into the dad of one of my kids at the one store in town. I had some beer and a bunch of ice. He looked at me the tiniest bit odd, and I said 4-day weekend. His response, cheers. I know a lot of people seem to think the people they pay for whatever service don't have lives away from work. That could be your field, teachers, doctors, cooks, waitstaff, whatever. They see them outside of work and expect them to be the same. Just tell them I talk to you when I'm being paid to. You're not paying me now, so please leave me alone. Entitled Dad wants me to subsidize his trip to Europe. For background, my dad and I are currently no contact due to him being a controlling asshole my entire life and an incident earlier this year that pushed things over the edge. I am still in contact with my mother. I currently have a couple of weeks off to spend time with my son who was a few months old before we start daycare. Usually around lunchtime, I go to my parents' place so my mom can spend time with her grandson. My dad is at work during the time I visit. During my most recent visit, my mom mentioned that my dad asked if I could pay $3,000 to fund his trip to Europe. He is going to the UK, France, and maybe somewhere else for a month later this year. We have family spread out in those countries, so he will be visiting and staying with family and friends. My mom is not going. Will actually be nice for her to have a staycation of sorts since she won't have to be a maid and cook for a grown man for a month. I am taking her to New York to stay with my aunt and cousins for a bit where she can relax, and she will come back home with my cousins who will stay too for a couple weeks to hang out and visit where we live. My parents are lower middle class. They don't go on international trips on a normal basis, so this is a big treat. However, my parents live a very frugal lifestyle, so my dad has more than enough money to pay for this trip on his own. I know this because I literally have access to his bank account due to for years basically managing their finances and paying bills online for him even when I was a kid. He does not need the money from me. Simply asking because he is delusional and thinks his children owe him because he did the bare parental minimum of providing food, clothing, and shelter for us. He worked hard, we'll always give him credit for that. However, he thinks we owe him and should always do as he says. To be clear, my mom did not expect me to pay and was telling me more, so I am just informed of what is going on. My response to his demands: oh hell to the no. Or you could take $3,000 from his bank account and say, here you go. I think that is already her answer, and she just wants to have no hesitation. I officially second oh hell to the no. Tell him Germany is off limits, we don't want him here. I've said it before and I stand by it, every country on earth has its share of assholes. Most civilized countries are ashamed enough to not send them abroad. Oh wait, you are serious? Let me laugh even harder. Sorry, daycare is super expensive, I won't have any spare cash for a while. Daycare is expensive. Especially around us. Could basically rent a studio or 1BR apartment with what we will be paying, and it's not even in the high end of places we looked at. So not entirely inaccurate. He's still trying to control you. If he can't afford to go on his own dime, that's a him problem, not a you problem. You are NC with him for a reason. Absolutely pay for his tickets. Just don't tell them that they're one way. If you have access to his account, withdraw $3,000 and write him a check lol. My mom won't take me to the doctor or take my health seriously. If you put age or anything, but I'm a dude and I'm 14. Anyways, for the last 3 months Eve been complaining about extreme back pain. Today, on the way back from feeding my neighbor's cats, my back suddenly locked up and I collapsed to the floor unable to move. I was shaking and I was in so much pain I couldn't stand. When I finally got up and went home I collapsed on my bed. I'm currently writing from my bed, only able to move my arms and head due to the pain. When she comes up to see me she's all like stop overreacting or oh does that hurt, in a mocking way. When I text her for her to come help me, she sees the message and ignores it. I am in so much pain, somebody kill me. Any advice? Edit, WTF thanks for the award bro whoever you are Update. She finally took me to the doctors, I am still in extreme pain. Turns out the muscles on the right side of my body are real messed up or something I just kinda zoned out. I'm still in absolutely excruciating pain and can't do anything except literally sit here and be on my phone. I cannot put into words how much I hate my mom for ignoring me saying my back hurts for all these months. Thank you for all the love and support, love you guys. Please let one of your teachers or a counselor at school know about your problem. In most places teachers are mandated reporters and have to let authorities know when a child's needs are being disregarded. You have every right to medical care for a serious medical problem. It is completely wrong for your mother to ignore your request for help like this. The authorities will explain this to your mother and help her arrange the care you need. I'm worried it's a kidney infection. Call a trusted adult. If you have none, call an ambulance. If you're in the UK, dial 101. They should be able to provide some advice or escalate it to an ambulance if need be. Any other relatives that can take you to a doctor? I'm no doctor, but this could be a lumbago. Very painful indeed. Better to get it checked. Lumbago? Is this the 1940s? Given OP's age, far more likely to be a kidney infection. Call CPS, an ambulance, council, school, whatever you can reach and ask for help. I'm not a doctor, but some of my expertise fall into traumatology and I think, by the way you describe it, it might be a herniated disc. Good thing is you're young and it can usually be corrected. But it needs to be checked. Please seek for help. Go as far as calling the cops for neglecting aid. Go to the ER. Your mom will have to deal with it then. Hold on there, bro. Let us know how it all ends up going. She finally took me to the doctors. She acted all nice and cutesy in front of the doctor like she always does in front of people. The doctor said to just give me a shit ton of paracetamol. The cats I mentioned, I can't feed them, and my mum refuses to, so I just have to wait till my back gets better. My mum probably won't give me the medication cause last time, when I had a bacterial infection, she wouldn't even let me near the treatment. Listen. This is serious. Call emergency services immediately and call your counselor immediately. Back pain is not to be played with, especially at 14. My older brother, healthy guy, started complaining of back pain, and when he finally decided to go to the doctor, we discovered he had stage 4 cancer. I'm not saying you have cancer, I'm saying that you should take this seriously, and if she cannot be arsed to help you, then reach out to authorities because this is clear abuse. Call 911 and let the dispatcher know you are in need of immediate medical care. Let them know that family may be hostile to the idea and a police presence might be needed. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.